Nelson Amenya, the whistleblower who took down a multi-billion-dollar deal between the Kenyan government and India's Adani Group.
The least person, they're all talking about Adani, the airport, and the power deals and all the deals that Adani is involved in.
What does it mean for Kenya's future? Join Geeta Mohan for an exclusive interview with Amenya as he reveals the truth behind the deal, life threats, and the fight for transparency.
Everything that I ever said about Adani has become true with the charges that they are facing in the US.
This is the story that changed everything. Watch exclusively on India Today Global.
Information that has been provided to us by partner nations. I have directed agencies within the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum to immediately cancel the ongoing procurement process for JKI expansion public-private partnership transaction, as well as the recently concluded Ketrago transmission in public partnership.
No offense, but if you're paying more than $30 per month on car insurance, you're getting ripped off. Guys, so everyone is ditching their car insurance and doing this. The reason why you're likely overpaying for car insurance every month, it's because the majority of what you pay goes to commissions for the insurance agent. But my friend showed me this cool website who...
Now that's the Kenyan president announcing withdrawal of the Adani deal. All that happened, big developments, but the man of the hour, the man who had exposed the deal in the first place, whistleblower Nelson Amenya, a 30-year-old student who's living in Paris today because he dug up details of what the deal was between Adani Group and the Kenyan government. There were two very important deals. One was a power deal that was withheld by the High Court, but the other one was the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport deal. And much pressure, amid much pressure, political pressure as well, we are now looking at Kenya withdrawing the deal. This also comes at a time when US has indicted, the Department of Justice has indicted Gautam Adani and his executives on charges of bribery and fraud. We'll have to wait and see how that really pans out. But whistleblower Nelson Amenya joins us here on India Today Global. Shrouded in secrecy, what was this deal all about? He started putting them out, and today, amidst a lot of pressure, political and otherwise, we see Kenya withdrawing the deal. This comes a day after news broke about US Department of Justice indicting Adani and executives of the company on charges of bribery and fraud that was committed here in India. Nelson Amenya, thank you so much for joining us from Paris. You're in Paris, you're not in Kenya. That's where you started putting out the stories from. Let's just begin with the deal. There's a lot of conversation and reports on how the Kenyan government and Adani Group were involved in deals on infrastructure projects, particularly the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and speaks of lack of transparency, very opaque, shrouded in secrecy. Could you just shed some light on what is it that you exposed? What was the deal about?
Thank you. So yes, I'm in Paris, and thank you for having me. Yeah, I exposed this deal when I was in Paris, obviously because it's quite dangerous to do it back at home in Kenya because of all the protests that had been going on, and there's been abductions. So obviously it's a bit risky to do it in Kenya. And what drew my attention is that the deal was very, very secretive. As you've said, it wasn't in the public sphere, as opposed to what is supposed to be the norm. It wasn't known by any of the party and close to the president. president were aware of this deal. Otherwise, it was a very, very secretive deal. And when I got my the proposals, based on forward and say if this is for having any knowledge of such a deal. They denied that they are in any kind of arrangement with Adani, only for them later to come and say, oh yeah, we are trying to negotiate a deal with Adani to lease our airport for 30 years. That's after
All right, so hold on.